Hey gang, today we're about to talk about none other than Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif. So let's get into it. Hey, so you know I had to get this after seeing Jensen's kind of drop that this was available in Macy's, so I went ahead and got it. If you haven't checked Jensen's videos, he kind of goes over the box and everything like that, but it's pretty simple. I'm not going to be redundant with my video, so if you want to see the unboxing and you want to hear a little bit more about the backstory, blah, 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 you can check out his video. He is the OG. But let's talk about Chanel from my point of view. Now, Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif, it's exclusive for two reasons, I'd say. First is the price point on this. Chanel, I guess, went, we are Chanel, we can raise the price. What are they going to do? They can do nothing. What is the American going to do? This was very American of me to think that only we're buying this, but yeah. But that's the first thing, is like they raised this. This is $275 for 100 ml. $200 if you want to buy the 50 ml, so it's like, do you really not want to pay the extra $75 to $80 to get the bigger one? Might as well, right? And the other thing is this is a thick boy. Yeah, it's a thick with a triple C, thick. It's a thick boy. Yeah, they went away from like the right rectangle bottle design. They made it like this nice little cube, which I don't hate. Excuse me. All right, we're back for me, having something in my throat. All right, guys. So, as I was saying, I like that this is like a cube. It's not like the normal rectangle because it saves on space. Like, look how much little space that this occupies versus the 150 ml of the EDT. So it's like you're really taking up so much more little space, in an area. So that I do like. But what makes the L'Exclusif? So, I mean, if you watch Ash's video, Jensen's video, he says it, and I honestly had the same idea once I smelled it too. This is just their elixir, which it is. And I mean, I guess they just didn't want to, be a part of the, the culture, the mainstream. They're like, we're going to be hipsters, bruh. We're going to be out in Williamsburg, and we're going to be riding city bikes, and we're going to be eco-friendly, which I doubt Chanel is eco-friendly, but L'Exclusif, let's talk about how this fragrance smells. So I actually spray this on so much in the store because, why not? It's free. So when you first spray this on, you get that initial Bleu de Chanel, opening, which, I'm sure you saw my eyes just roll like it's intoxicating. So you get that initial Bleu de Chanel opening, but it's very brief and it's a brief introduction for the DNA. And as soon as that goes away, it gets into this woody, amber, resinous, sweet, and aromatic vibe. And I would dare to say that this aromatic vibe is essentially taking the woodiness, the depth of the Parfum, making it a little bit more rich in the amber, and then taking the aromatic profile, not like the sweetness, not like the any of the other facets or characteristics, just the aromatics, the herbal aromatics, like the sage and things like that from YSLY EDP, and then throwing it into the Parfum, making it a little bit more ambery or a little bit more resinous and sweet, and then making this bad boy. That's what this has a profile of. It's like this rich, amber, luxurious, dark, a little bit of labdanum, which I guess is probably from the amber cord itself, because they use benzoin, labdanum, and vanilla, which actually, let me just pause for a second here. So I know a lot of my videos have been all about reviews and about talking about new fragrances up and coming, but I don't want that to be the central focus of my channel. I actually want to do tons of fun content, and actually I have a video I just shot and I'm working on the post right now, and I talk about actually amber and its origins. And since I'm talking about a fragrance that has tons of amber in it, I like to just mention that I actually am going to be focusing on fun things like the history of fragrances, history of fragrance notes, and I'm also going to try to get more content with some, people in the fragrance industry, so you guys can see a little bit or know a little bit about what goes behind the scenes. So please like, comment, and subscribe to my videos, support my channel, so I can give you guys access to the back scenes and educate you. And aside from that, I still want to give you guys tons of fun stuff and actually give away a lot of stuff. So we're going to be continuing with that too. So I'm going to be actually giving 3 lucky people 5 ml samples of Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif. And if you want to be part of those 3 lucky people, all you have to do is be subbed to my channel, my YouTube channel. You have to like, comment on this video. Tell me, guys, what kind of interesting fragrance, educational topic, what note, what facet of fragrances do you want to know more about? Because there's tons of fragrance content about there, about, the new Hawasses and all that stuff. And sure, I'll come out with that stuff too, but I don't want to be linear with my content just like some fragrances tend to be. I want to be a little bit more multidimensional. So that being said, look out for more of my fragrance content. And I know I did shoot a video that had abysmal sound quality telling you guys how to train your nose for fragrances, and I do apologize about that. But I'll be doing a reshoot, and I'll actually add in more fun stuff to help you guys build up and give you guys even more background access and information that you might not be privy to. So guys, please support my channel. And that's enough for my little segue away from Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif. Now, another reason why I actually jumped into doing Bleu de Chanel L'Exclusif is I actually fell in love with Bleu de Chanel a while ago, and it all stemmed from, someone that had mentioned that they loved this fragrance, and, I associated the fragrance with that person. But after I got away from that association, I fell in love with Bleu de Chanel, and I haven't been able to look back since. And once I saw that this had dropped, I just had to go, I had to grab it just to tell you guys about it. And, I'm also going to be putting this up on my site. I might be one of the first people to do decants of this. I'm not sure. This is going to be live, on Friday, so we'll see what happens. But if I am, you guys can find it on trialvials.com and check it out. So, as I was saying, it's like YSL EDP's aromatic profile mixed in with the Parfum from Bleu de Chanel, then some more amber resinous accords added on with some like musky characteristics that makes this just so rich. And I dare to say that this is probably the ultimate like black tie intimate night fragrance, bar none. Like I would not waste this on just any night or anyone, but it's also a waste not to wear it. So it's like, it's just such a great fragrance that, I'd want to put it up on a pedestal and say like, this is the Bleu de Chanel. But that being said, like, it's just a great like winter fall fragrance, and like you can't go wrong with this in those cooler nights, the cooler weather. If we get some cold weather in the summer, great, but it's been like 70, 80 degrees and humid as hell, at least here in New York. But that being said, guys, this, is it worth the price? I mean, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Me personally, I feel like it is, because I feel like it does contend with, Parfums de Marly, and it blows away any of the creeds that are darker. So I would say that this is worth the price point, because it does kind of capture and have the same notes and kind of, longevity projection you expect from some of the niche fragrances, even though it's a designer fragrance. I know it's a designer fragrance, designer brand, but you still have fragrances, you still have, Dior's private line where it's like, super expensive and, super fancy. But it's like, if Dior can do that, why can't Chanel just get away with that and just kind of make Bleu de Chanel a little bit more fancy? So that's my argument for the price for it. I don't think it's too overpriced, but it still is not within means of most people. So I really do hope we see like a Middle Eastern clone or just American clone houses bringing us something more affordable for this, because unfortunately this is going to be unavailable for a lot of people at its current price point. $275 for 100 mLs is a little steep. 200 for 50 ml, you're getting into absurd niche territory. So, take this with all my advice with a grain of salt. I'm not an expert in any way, means, or form, guys. But check out the rest of my videos and look out for more of my fun content. Like, comment, subscribe. All right, guys. See you next time. Spend better, spray smart.